It started with a whispering, mocking laughter that hung in the air like a thick fog, suffocating any hope of support. "You're going to disgrace our family," my father had said, shaking his head with that familiar sneer, as if he could physically expel the shame I brought upon them. My mother's voice was softer, but just as cutting. "You've lost your mind, haven't you? This obsession with fungi? This nonsense about haunted architecture and psychotropic spores? It's unhealthy." I stood there, my heart pounding, feeling the weight of their scorn drown me in a cold wave of shame. But deep down, the mockery became my fuel, the catalyst for my descent into the grotesque world of paranormal mycology. I was no longer just a food safety inspector. I became an investigator of darkness, roaming through abandoned urban landscapes, my equipment gathering dust, my sanity hanging by a thread. I would uncover what they all dismissed, what slumbered in the shadows. Years passed. I turned my obsession into a relentless pursuit, mapping territories cloaked in dread and unraveling the terrifying truths hidden within walls overrun by sentient mold, the creeping intelligence that feasted on consciousness itself. I became a name in the niche world of fungal contamination and paranormal mycology, but to my family, I remained the disgraceful outcast, the lunatic from whom they had distanced themselves. Yet here I stood, returning to the home that had once been mine, a specter dressed in the armor of recognition. I was no longer an object of ridicule. I was a warning. I brought shadows with me, shadows that clung to my skin and whispered secrets of the terrible truths I'd unearthed, a truth so profound that no one was truly prepared for its weight. As I stepped through the creaking front door, the familiar scent of stale wallpaper and forgotten memories washed over me. My family's eyes were wide, mouths set in tight lines, as if they were witnessing a ghost. My mother stood there, her apron wrinkled, hands trembling slightly. My father, once a bastion of authority, seemed smaller, his bravado muted by the years. And my brother, whose laughter had once echoed like a cruel melody, now wore a mask of uncertainty. "What do you want?" my father grumbled, though there was no bite in his words. Beneath the surface, I could sense fear. "I'm here to show you," I said, letting my voice drop to a conspiratorial whisper, "what you've never wanted to see." The shadows shifted at the corners of my vision, and I felt the familiar itch of the unseen creeping closer. I pulled out my equipment, the tools of my investigation, and laid them before them like a sacrificial offering. Cameras, vials, and the obligatory spore samples, each one imbued with secrets that could unravel the very fabric of what they held as reality. "Let me show you the mold," I insisted, moving to the kitchen, the heart of home, now a place of dread. "It's here." My family exchanged glances, yet curiosity sparked in their eyes, despite themselves. I motioned towards the corner, where a damp spot marred the wallpaper, an eerie greenish hue creeping like a malignancy. "Stay back," I warned as I prepared my equipment, setting up the camera to capture the phenomena. "You don't want to get too close." The moment I activated the camera, the air thickened and the shadows twisted as if in response. It began with a low hum, a vibrating resonance that crawled beneath our skin. The mold pulsed, almost like a heartbeat, shimmering in the dim light. "Iwa,"